How you doing? And welcome to another horseshoe review. In this review, we're going to take a look at the Franklin horseshoes, the perfect backyard fun. And this is going to be a set of 4 horseshoes and 2 stakes and rules. We're going to take a look at these rules and see how they compare to normal rules that we play with. So we'll take a look at that when we come back. And welcome back. Let's just take a look at some of these things here first. It says there's a full set of rules, games, and instruction included. It is a 2-pound, 3-ounce cast iron horseshoe and silver and gold hammerite finish. These are 24-inch solid steel stakes. They say they're cold rolled silver finish. So you have 2 of those. And I did notice that these are definitely not 1-inch stakes. But if you're just going to be pounding them in the ground in your backyard, this 5/16 variation will work just fine. People that usually throw in their backyards and just pound these stakes in, they're only casual players. So they're not going to be too worried about having every single thing perfectly up to snuff, because they probably won't play after that. Or hopefully they do play more and they go out and actually get better equipment, and you'll see why in a few seconds. And one thing is, this is 5/16, the standard is 1 inch. And you're also going to want to get longer stakes. A lot of times you put these in a 15-inch bucket, and right at where the concrete level is for that bucket, you want to wrap the 1-inch stake with some rubber garden hose or any kind of rubber hose. And what that does is, when the shoe hits the stake, instead of chipping off slowly the top layer where the stake hits the concrete, you have that rubber hose there that actually acts as a buffer. It'll make the stake move just a little bit slightly, but what it's doing is just taking up the pounding of the stake onto that concrete. It absorbs it into that rubber. Okay, so then we're going to take a look at these shoes also. What we're going to do is we're going to, I think I have this one. I already measured it top to bottom, and I put the center of the shoe as far as distance goes. So we're going to put that on a balance beam and see if these are weighted pretty good. We won't do the hooking power rating, but what we will do is I'll show you what they look like wrapped around a 5/16 stake and also a 1-inch stake, and see how these hooks look on there going straight down at them. Then what we'll do is it said 2 pounds 3 ounces, so what we're going to do is going to put them on the scale, see how close they are to that 2 pounds 3 ounces. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do all 4 of them and see if all 4 of them are weighted evenly. So you don't want to be throwing a shoe that's 2 pound 3 ounces and then its brother is a 2 pound 4 ounces. So that's another thing you might get with shoes that aren't professionally produced. So let's get at it. First thing we'll do is we're going to look at the rules, and we're going to go through this real quick. I already went through it previously. And the rule 1 is the court layout, and they really nailed it really good. Especially with one of the things I wanted to touch on was the court layout, and they actually did put on here in a north-south direction if possible. You don't want the courts laid out east and west, because if you're playing in the morning, one way you'd be basically almost looking at it straight away. If you have a morning tournament, guys get there 8 a.m., sun comes up from the east, sets in the west, you're going to be, for everybody that's on that on the west side of that pit facing east is just going to be staring into that sun, and you don't want that. But everything else on here looks pretty good. I will put the court layout up there so you can just read through it real quick. You can pause it if you want. The pitching distance, they nailed everything there. Everything is pretty good there. Rule 3, the pitcher's box, I believe they were pretty good with that. The one thing they did say is that they actually use clay as their first option, synthetic substance, dirt or sand area. And a lot of times you just pound these into the ground. They throw on grass, and then that grass gets chewed up a little bit and turns into a little softer material, but it's still basically dirt. So that's what you're going to be mostly playing in with this, unless you have play sand and you just throw it down on a board or something like that with a hole in it. There's a whole bunch of things you could do to make sure that sand, that way you can just lift up the board and the sand will come with it at the end of the day, but there'll be sand everywhere after that. They do say the stakes are cold rolled, but they don't give a specific dimension. They just say they're supposed to be 14 inches up to 15 inches. And they also, they talk about the lean, the 3-inch lean. And then we go to foul lines. The foul lines, I think they nailed pretty well. And then they go into all the rules for playing games. And they also actually have it's sort of funny, Rule 15, they talk about three-handed games. And I'm like, what's a three-handed game? But it's basically just, they're talking about what we call cutthroat, where we're playing three people. Did I say three times? And it's just sort of like they include that too. They don't use the word cutthroat. They just say three-handed games for 3 people. And then on the back, they go ahead and lay out the court again. And here's where I have a problem with these. It's how to hold the shoe and how to pitch the shoe. I have a real issue with the grips. How to hold the shoe is not that bad, but when they have how to pitch the shoe and you actually try to look at what this guy's doing, you can see up here, he's holding it like this, and on the second image, he's stepping forward with his left foot as the shoe's going back. So it's like you're walking forward as the shoe's going back. And if people take this literally, and then after he walks with his left foot and goes back with his right hand, he plants his foot and then keeps his other foot coming forward as he throws. So it's like you basically want to plant that foot and leave that right foot, if you're right-handed, behind you, and don't drag the toe. Don't even really, you come up on a tippy toe, but that's about it. You don't want to drag the toe because then you're moving, and that's inconsistency. So that's pretty good, but except for that, this whole how to pitch the shoe, and he's holding it wrong. He's holding a turn shoe. He's trying to tell the guy to hold it like this, but you're holding it like this. So it's either a 1 3/4 or a 1 1/4. If you're going like this, you would want to flip it, and you don't want to hold it on the side. So, okay, with that done, and I want to talk about Franklin. There's not a lot of information out there about Franklin and how they started out, but they did start in Stoughton, Mass, and a lot of any kind of American shoes had a little larger hook, and they were a bit different styling, but they still had more of a picnic feel. But they were a little bit more of in a 2.5 pound shoe. And Franklin did produce a 2.5 pound shoe, and they called it a waffle shoe just because of these indentations were in 4 different places on the shoe, and with their logo indented into them also. And these shoes have the A on the gold shoes and B on the silver shoes, so you can tell those apart even after the color has worn off if you play a lot. So we'll go ahead, and I'm just going to show you real quick. Like I said before, I'm not going to use the hooking power rating, but I am going to show you that these shoes do sit pretty good. Even though they give you a 5/16 stake, these are really designed for a 1-inch stake. You can see that there. And then if you do the 5/16 stake, it goes in there, but it obviously fits better, fits good too, but it's really made for a 1-inch stake. So they did a good job there. It's still a picnic shoe, so they don't have professional hooks that really grab and hold that shoe, but at least it's something. I've seen worse. These are not deep hooks, but at least they are contoured properly. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the Qukslvr balance rating. And like I said, these shoes they're just about 7 1/4. I'm going to go on that one line. Okay, I have 2 lines here. I didn't know why I had 2 lines here, but So we're going to put this on here. I'm going to put it right on that line and see. They are really slick. And they're very toe heavy, so I'm going to have to balance that toe out. Well, that was quick. And then we're going to go ahead and just see where this falls. Right at 5. They're balanced more on the toe rather than the heels, and that would be a -5. Not produced to flip perfectly, or that much easier for a flipper if they're a 30-footer. Those type of shoes, the Snyder Watsons, the Snyders, and some other ones that are more toe balanced or heel balanced, those are actually going to be a plus on my Qukslvr balance rating. So they any shoes on this list back here that have a plus in front of them, that's more geared towards a faster flipping shoe, and the 0 into the negatives is more of a I like the Challengers, which is a negative number. I like the slower flipping. I don't like that fast flipping stuff, because when I throw a Snyder, I get 1.5 flips out of it, where I just like the slower flip. For a turn shoe guy, you don't want all the weight jam-packed on these heels, so that's going to give you a different feel when you turn them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to check these out on the scale. And we're going to, this is the one with the marking on it, the silver one. And they say 2 pounds 3 ounces. This comes in 2 pounds 6 1/4. So 2 pounds 6 1/4, and that says 2 pounds 3 ounces. So we'll see what this one is. This is 2 pounds 4 3/4 ounces. So you already have a difference there of a 1 1/4 ounce. And we'll take this one. That's 2 pounds 4 1/2. That one's 2.5. So you have you have a whole bunch of different ranges. You have all the way from 2.6, then it dips down into 2.4, all the way back up to 2.5. So if you put them in order, if I can remember, I think this one's 3 1/4. So you have a 2.6, a 2.5, 2.4 3/4, and 2.4 1/4. Now what you're going to find is on your professional shoes, when they come in, they're going to come in a big Gaylord, and you've seen pictures on Facebook and stuff like that where Horseshoes Online brings his shoes in and he has to prep everything. And what they do is they make sure take all the burrs and the finishing, the mold marks off, and what they do is they match the pairs. So if they have a 2 pound 8 ounce 8.1, 8.3, they'll put them aside and they'll try to do their best job of exactly matching those shoes, so you're not getting this cluster of what we're doing here. So I would actually, if I was actually going to do this, the 2.6 and the 2.5 would go together, and the 2.4 2.4 3/4 and the 2.4 1/4 would go together. So and that's something that this Franklin manufacturer is not doing. And these shoes are manufactured in not in the United States anymore. Those were the old ones. Those manufacturing has all been shipped out overseas, and these are China shoes. These are made in China, I believe. So yes, right here, they are made in China. Franklin Sports, Stoughton, Mass. And they do have a, they actually don't have a mailing address, but the mailing address used to be 17 Campbell Parkway in Stoughton. And I think that's just about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to go ahead and see how those throw. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take these to Thursday night, and this might be a Bobby C and me kind of thing at the end, and we'll just throw these I know Bobby C threw in a picnic shoe league on Wednesdays, and that's where they originated from, and I sort of snuck them onto the Thursday league. They got away from the picnic shoes, and we went with professional shoes. And they really liked it, and their game went up from there. We'll put the picnic shoes back in their hands. I tell you right now, these things are so slick with the paint all over them. I hope it's not a rainy night, because these things are going to be flying out of people's hands. But either way, we'll do it. And what we won't do is we will not use these 5/16. We'll just go ahead with the shoes at the Moose. We'll be at the Moose this Thursday, and we'll see how things go. After they pitch, I'll just stop, and maybe Bobby C and I will do a after hours thing. I'll tag that on the back. So this is going to be a long video. So give me 1 second, because I got a surprise for Bobby C.
That's the only fucking week we've won all year.
I don't have any clue what's happening here.
No, he doesn't.
Got to wait a second, apparently. It's a good time to push a Miller Lite.
It's always a good time to push that.
Beer of champions, except for tonight.
Yeah, we had a tough night tonight.
Dave's digging out something in his truck.
He has no idea.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. We got different shoes here in town.
You want gold or you want silver?
Can you see the damn difference? Oh, boy. Double ringers.
Franklin's. Even worse. Franklin's.
Even worse.
What do you want?
I'll take the gold.
You can take the gold. All right. So these are the Franklin's I told you that I was going to have Bobby C and I throw. What do you think about them?
Look at the massive hooks on them.
Not.
Oh my gosh.
And how do you like the paint?
Very slippery.
Yeah, extremely slippery.
No grip. So this is going to be interesting. Made in China. Nothing against China. But picnic shoe 100%.
Yep. Well, here we go. We're going to do this. Start down here? Our hooks are down here?
I wanted to spring this on Bobby C to get his...
Alvin! This is the time I'll actually take them.
His true reaction.
These are slick.
And I've never thrown these. These are fresh from the box.
Do you see the scratch on these?
Nope, not even a scratch.
6 hours of practice.
Oh, Jesus. They sound like rubber coated. All right.
Good distance.
Just to let the camera know, that was like 18 feet in the air. Holy Christ.
He didn't want to let them slip out of his hands. So
Every
what he did
shoe
was he
weighs
threw
a
them
different. There's a different weight on every shoe.
Yeah, wait till Bobby C sees this review on these. And then he can see what he actually was pitching with.
When I go,
We got a 1 on that one. That was pretty good.
Cast metal. We might break one by
Yeah, the sound are terrible. You can't call your friends with those. We have a thing at the campground when instead of saying say a hello to me, if they want to get my attention, all they have to do is take shoes out of their. Everybody has horseshoes up there.
2 5s. Yeah.
lighter than I was thinking.
Yeah.
They take their horseshoes out of their sheds and just clank them together, and I I look right away. That's how we say hello at the campground. I have a seasonal spot there, and everybody around me is all seasonal also. So we see them year after year after year after year. The weekend camping is often a whole different area.
So slippery, just slip right out of your hand.
All over the campground, but it's definitely pushed into one area. So
Just quick Qukslvr. They all feel like a glove to him.
I think he only got 3 on that one, so it's 4-0.
It does sound.
Tick the top of the
They
steak.
were so excited about this video. I'm trying to find out where the excitement's come from.
3 I go.
That should be 2. That's
7.
I was sort of excited to see how they threw.
I'm really close to turning it up 1 notch. That's about it.
I can feel
This review took me.
it's chipping.
This review took me a long time to do. You guys are wondering why I haven't had anything out lately? It's was this review.
Those are 2 open shoots, left and right.
Originally, I was supposed to do it at the Moose, like I stated, but I had to keep putting it off because of Bobby C wasn't there. It was bad weather. We didn't play. Other people played, so I just couldn't get the review done.
All right.
So I think this actual game that we're playing was done. Let's see what the score is here before I keep talking.
1 I go.
So the review was actually done. This game part of the review was done. I think 3 weeks after the review was done.
I think they're awesome. They're excellent shoes. Watch, Dan. Watch. This shoes go right on.
And there's like 4 inches in them.
Oh, that was just horrible.
These shoes were given me by Rick, my daughter's boyfriend, to do the review. Thank you, Rick.
They're not weighted for any kind of flip.
Oh, you created it all with it.
Yeah, 100%.
And
This is
he wants.
This is a horrible shoe to give a beginner because they think that they're doing something wrong when it's actually the shoe.
Exactly. Very true. I mean, Bobby C and I know how to pick shoes, and we are they're just hard to handle. They're not weighted correctly. They're not weighted evenly. About that one.
It's already happened.
Bob, there he goes. Bob threw really well this night. This is the
Night, Dan. Really, Dave?
the Crew. That was the night we played the Crew.
Ring that bell.
And then Bobby C, I give these to Bobby C, and it's like
I saw your taste of success. I'm like,
Bob throws a ringer, and I take it away plus.
You got I want one of those. Yeah, 8, then 11. Bobby C.
Heck can you run?
why did you check and make sure your camera's on?
I don't even
Bob's like, we were recording this.
I'll tell you what, when they hit, they stop. Loaded
Oof.
there.
Gotta land him flat, buddy.
That was beautiful.
Oh, that was gorgeous. Bobby C's not going to cover that?
Nope, that was a good shoe. Just a foot and a half left. Okay, foot. Six inches. Here we go.
All right, YouTubers, you're starting to run away. It's time for me to
14-1.
turn the hat around. Focus.
Score is correct. Yeah, turn that head around, man. Let's get this game going.
Yeah. Oh, sideways and
That was a wounded duck that went on.
I think that was if I had a flip with a flop.
If it was up to Dave, we'd be throwing these
Oh,
next year
almost.
for league.
Yeah, they're better than the J.C. Higgins, which you said were like the tuning forks.
Yeah, I don't think I did the review on the J.C. Higgins yet. We did play with them once, and it was just out of my hand.
Every once in a while, it's a little bit more.
They were coming off my hand, and they scraped against my hand, and then it created like a tuning fork vibration through the air. Coolest thing to hear. When I go. So when I do that, I'm going to actually. I already threw. I didn't do the review yet on the J.C. Higgins, but I will do it. But we did throw them indoors, so there was no sound, no background noise, nobody talking in the background, so you can really hear the tuning fork of those shoes. It's really, really weird.
I wrote and told them. Yes, we did. That almost went off. I showed you where it was. And talked to them.
I had my chance to close it out, 21-1, and I didn't do it.
Could have been somebody.
Take the horse off. Look at him run. Look at him run.
Bobby C's not landing them flat either.
But I rang it every time.
Nobody.
I rang it 4 times.
So to go back to,
Wait.
I didn't finish, but
Oh, wait until the net. All right, I have something else for you. Tonight. Which is even worse than these.
I didn't bring those out on that. I'll save those for another time, the little surprise I have for him. But my daughter's boyfriend wants to, these are his shoes. He got this as a kit, like you saw. And it was like a Christmas
All you need is a six pack.
door prize kind of thing, and he chose that. And then he wants me to help him install some horseshoe pits on the side of his house. So we will hit a comb stand. Here it is, and lift up, and perfect.
Oh, that doesn't even sound like we're playing horseshoes.
So he wants me to install some pits. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a start to finish, sort of an educational thing on how to get horseshoe pits installed.
Bob just wants out of this.
I'm going to do the cement buckets with the stakes secured in the cement with the wings. So I'll do everything right. We'll do him up good, and he'll get some nice horseshoe pits. So definite 4 sitting there. So the game's sitting there, so Bobby C has to cover that. He's not doing too well with ringers. I think he's got one ringer, two, maybe one ringer the whole time. Just can't do it.
Sounds like those clappers.
Yeah, it does.
You gonna let me have the game?
And that's it.
All right, let's collect them and get our final words on these babies.
And then I'm sure Rick will want to buy some professional shoes. So because these are not conducive to learning.
See, if I would have hit the cement with them, they might have
Enough to
broke,
take to
and
a
I
park
wouldn't have to play 'em anymore.
and just leave them there.
All right, these are the Franklin's China shoes, picnic shoes, and I sprung it on Bobby C. So sorry about that, Bob.
I'm having a hard time with it, but I also get it. If I was going to start off with a brand new pair of shoes, these probably wouldn't be it.
Would this discourage you if you played with these the first time ever and you didn't know
I'd
what?
be like, I'm going to the bags. I would come up with something different.
All right, so this is now we're gonna have to give them a score between 1 and 5 because I have another set that I'm going to be reviewing. So give these a number and an honest number. Just sort of leave room for the other shoes.
I'd say a 1.5 at the most.
Okay.
I mean, it could be dialed in, but I just didn't feel it right now. So
Okay. You know, I'm probably
just
right in there
just
with
being
you. I'm
thrown in his
probably
hands.
maybe a 2. The paint is just horrible. It's so slick, and just something's not right with the casting or something. So
well, it's also anti-Qukslvr because they are painted all the way through.
Yeah.
You know, he has a video out there where you leave the grip area not painted for that consistency. So it's kind of, we're used to not having any paint on our grip. So
Yep.
I'm going to use that as an excuse. Sorry, Shoe, it's not your fault.
and plus Bob doesn't know first because of the review. The shoes are very light. They're a 2.4, 2.5, and they're all 4 different. So Bobby C sees this review, he's gonna be like, "Oh my God, what the hell am I shooting with?" So that's it for the review. You give him a 1.5, I give him a 2, and we'll see what we give the other set. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you.
Good night.
And those other sets are sports craft, so that review will be coming soon. Thanks for watching.
3, 4.